Welcome to Speedy Walkthroughs, where we show just the important stuff for beating the game. For first time viewers, this will look different to a normal walkthrough. It shows just the essentials, so you don't need to spend a long time watching this video. And today we're playing Jumping Flash for the PS1. Before we get stuck into it, if you like this video, consider subscribing to keep up to date. It helps out the channel a whole bunch, and there should be a new walkthrough out each week. Also, feel free to leave a comment if you have any other games you'd like me to cover. Alright, so I'll make a start into this game. This is a very simple and short game. It's got 6 worlds, each with 3 stages. So we've got to get 3 jet pods in each world and then get to the exit. So I'll mainly be showing you where those jet pods are. Now you do get a triple jump in this game, so I've just done 3 jumps to get up there. I would actually recommend playing the sequel first, so that's Jumping Flash 2, because that actually has a little gauge on screen telling you how the jumps are going. So you play the sequel first to get a feel for that, and then take it back to the original game, and then be a bit better at the game due to that. But basically, you've got 3 jumps, but if you wait too long to do the 3rd jump, then, well, it doesn't let you do the 3rd jump. So that's an example of the first stage there, and we'll go on to the next one now. Alright, into the second one here. So 3 jet pods again. First one's just off to the right here. We want to jump up this bit. Then we want to do a triple jump back up to this one, another triple jump to get up here. Try not to fall down. If we go on top of the volcano there, you can jump up across and then across the frying pan back to the exit here. Now in each world, the 3rd level is a boss fight. So the best way that I've found to defeat bosses is basically to jump up on top of them and then keep firing your shots. So that'd be the square button to fire these. If you have any other items on the left there, you can press circle to use them, and we would be picking those up in the 2 worlds leading to the boss. So basically in those 2 stages before the boss in each world, you've got to just collect items to help defeat the bosses a bit easier. Alright, we've just unlocked world 2 now, so we're going into 2-1. First one is just over to the right here. You're going to go all the way out here for this jet pod, do a triple jump up here to get across the gap. You should barely just make it. And we want to jump over to this tower here so we can get a bit more height. So up to this one here, dropping down to this one inside the pyramid, and then we're going across to the right here until we get to this platform. When you're ready, you want to turn around and go towards the exit here. So if you can land on that thing, you'll be able to jump up a bit higher. You'll notice that I picked up one of those items for defeating the boss later on. It's just in the top left there. Alright, next up we've got 2-2. So there's a bit of a maze this level. Going left here for the first jet pod. There it is. Take a right out of there, drop down, and then we're going to turn around here. Got another jet pod here to get. So just in there. And then if we turn back around, we can go past this wall here to get the next one. And then another one just further on in the maze here. Once you've done that, we're just going to go to the exit straight through here. Alright, next up we do have the boss fight. I'll show it in full. So we've got the boss here. You just want to jump up on top of it. It'll bounce you up and down. So then you just do your shot straight down into it. If you see it doing an attack, try and do another double jump out of that so you don't get hit. And then eventually the boss loses some height there. And then we can do the last few hits on it. Again, if you have any other items on the left, use your circle button to attack the boss with it. Alright, next we're into World 3. Okay, so first jet pod is just all the way over here across these tracks. Just going all the way out to the right, do a triple jump, and then ride the fan to get a bit more distance. There we go. Hopefully we can land on this roof and make our way up here. So there's another jet pod there. Landing on the purple balloon, and then we're going to jump up. There we go. One more left after this. Grab this card as well. That's going to be a weapon for the boss. Just behind this castle here is another jet pod, so we'll grab that. And then the exit sort of just in front of the castle here. Alright, next up 3-2. So going to the right first of all, then we're going to jump up onto this track. And that track has a jet pod on it, so make sure you've got that. Should say only 3 left after you've done with that. Then we're going to head up onto this track. Similar thing here, there's a jet pod up at the end. Jumping forward off this bit, there's a bouncy thing there. And we've got more jet pods up here. There it is. And now we can go to the exit. So just turn right around there. And the exit's just up here. Alright, next we're coming into the boss. So hopefully you've got some upgrades to deal with this. I've just got one on the left there. It sort of pops up out of a random cup. So I go around to each different cup and then see where the boss is basically. And do some damage each time it comes out. It's a bit of a long boss, this one, but just go around to each cup. There we go. Alright, next we're into World 4 here, 4-1. Alright, first jet pod is just over to the right here on this bit. Go over to this house to get the upgrade for the boss when we come to it. You're going to go up to this staircase and try and jump up it to get to the jet pod on the top. Next, just drop straight off. We got another one here. And there's another one just up on these platforms. You can sort of hop over each platform to make your way there. Remember to use your triple jump where you can. And jumping up to the exit there. Alright, next up, 4-2. Alright, so this one's a bit of a maze again. So we've got 3 jet pods left to get now. Only 2 left to get. And into the elevator here. Just going around this maze now. Got another jet pod there. Now we go down the elevator. Straight through the door here. Go down this one as well. If you jump off, there's a jet pod on the way down and the exit. Alright, next up 4-3, so we've just got a boss fight here to deal with. So again, jumping on top of the boss, dealing as much damage as you can while you're floating over the top of it. Use your circle items if you've got them. It's a bit hard to chase the boss around the room, but just keep using your double and triple jumps and you should be able to stay floating in the air facing down to the boss. Alright, next one, World 5-1. Taking a left immediately going up these buildings. There's the first jet pod there. There's another one there. One in this building here. And you want to bounce off these enemies, which can be a bit tricky, and go up the crane here. There's a jet pod up the top of this crane, so grab that, go back down the crane. Then we're sort of going to take a left after that. Bouncing off this enemy here to get towards the exit. Grab the upgrade for the boss, and we're straight onto the exit there, just around the enemy. Alright, next up we're in 5-2. So straight up onto this left building here, grabbing a couple cards across the way, getting this jet pod here. Going to the right now, and we're going to keep going right past this bit to these platforms over here. Alright, past the games thing there, we're going to jump up across the platforms here to get that second to last jet pod. And if we jump up, you can use these platforms as stepping stones to get up to this height here. Now we just head over to the exit and then we're done with this one. Alright, 5-3 now. This is the boss fight again. So same strategy as previous times, just jump and hover over the top of it, use your circle items if you've got them, and then hopefully you'll get through it. Make sure if you see it attacking, you're doing double jumps or triple jumps to get out of the way, because otherwise you'll start taking a lot more damage than you need to. Alright, we're in 6-1 now. You want to take a right when you get to the level. Then go jump back across, get a couple of cards. You can do a triple jump across this gap if you're really careful about the spacing there. I'm going to go up. There's only 2 jet pods left now. So he's going up to the right here now. Grab the card on your way through. There's another jet pod just over here, so we'll grab that one. There it is. And you want to go across the gap here to get this last jet pod there. When you're ready, take a right, and we're going towards the exit now. There we go. Alright, next up we've got 6-2. So the world 6, it sort of acts a bit differently to the other worlds. This one's just a boss fight. So we're going to go through this as normal. I'm not using any of my circle items. I'm saving that for the final boss later on. So that's 6-2 done. And then we'll load into the next level, 6-3. And same strategy here. This boss is just going to walk around, so you want to stay on top, keep firing down. Use all your circle items up as well. This one takes a bit longer than the previous boss, but we'll get through it eventually. There we go. And it sort of goes into that orb on its last hit, so you got to steer clear of that. Anyway, that's the boss done, and that is also the whole game done. That's going to be all for this video. I hope you found it useful, and thanks so much for watching.